numbers 6 through 8. But we're going to look through and see how to do this real quick. It says the heights of the fully grown trees of SPIC are normally distributed with a mean of 73. So my mean is 73 and a standard deviation of 7. It's supposed to be a 7, my bad. And it says random sample size. All right, so when we're talking about samples, that is our big hint that we are using section 5.4 formulas. And those formulas from section 5.4 said that if our sample size is big enough, right? If our sample size is big enough or it's normally distributed. Let's see, let's double check that real quick. Okay, they told us that it's normally distributed, so yes, we're good. We can use that. So we know that the original was normally distributed. Then the mean of the population, the original population, is the same as the sampling mean. The mean of the original population is the same as the sampling mean. So in this question, that means my sampling mean is going to be 73. It's going to be the same as this guy. Okay. Section 5.4 also told us that the standard deviation of the sampling distribution, was going to be whatever the standard deviation was originally divided by the square root of the sample size. So in this case, that original standard deviation was 7. And the sample size, let's see, what was the sample size? Oh, 11. So that's what I'm going to put down here as the square root of 11. So I'm going to pop that into Desmos and see what we get. 7 divided by the square root of 11. 7 divided by, we use this little function here, the square root of 11. So 2.11-ish. 2.11-ish. Let me see. Oh, good. 2 decimal places. All right. So now, like Brianna was doing in class today, she said, okay, so to draw the graph of the sampling distribution, we're going to put that 73 in the middle. So it's definitely not, so that one is in the middle, we're good. That one is in the middle, we're good. That one has a 0, so that's not it. And then we're going to add this 2, about 2 each time. So 73 plus 2 would be 75. Plus 2 is 72. That looks pretty good. Let's check this. 73 plus 2, 75. Plus 2 is 77. That's too big. So the answer here is C. Okay. All right, let's look at number 7. Use a standard normal table, or we can use Desmos to find the z-score that responds to the given percentile. So again, they're giving us a percentile and they're asking us for a z-score this time. So if we're going to use Google Sheets, then since it says z-score, then the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. So if I go into, P48 means that my percentile, I'm going to write P percent, whatever, is 0.48, 48%. So I'm going to put in here, instead of 0.25, I'm going to put 0.48. Instead of the mean here, we're going to put 0 for z-score. And instead of the standard deviation, we're going to put 1 for z-score. And that's about negative 0.0502. If you want, you can do this. This little button here cuts it down and rounds it for you if you want. 0.0502. Again, norm inverse, since they gave us a percent and they want the x or z, if they say x, they're going to give you a mean and standard deviation. If they say z, then you need to know the mean is 0, the standard deviation is 1. So norm negative 0.0502. Oh, 2 places. So negative 0.05. Somebody asked yesterday, what if you don't put the negative down? Then it's wrong. So if the answer is negative, you would have put negative. Last but not least, binomial. Okay, it's nice. They're telling you it's binomial. So immediately you need to start looking at your formulas for binomial. I mean, you start thinking, okay, NP has to be bigger than 5. NQ has to be bigger than 5. If that's true, then we will know that the mean of this is approximately NP, and the standard deviation is approximately the square root of NPQ. And if you're going, what the heck? I don't remember this. Here we go. You ready? So first of all, it says decide if you can use normal distribution. So we have to see if this is true. So I'm going to grab Desmos. And I'm going to plug in what my N, my P, and my Q are real quick. So N is the number in the sample. Let's see. What was the number in the sample? You randomly select 60 adults. So that's N. So N is 60. P is the percent that it did happen, or the probability that it did happen. It looks like that's 42%. So 0.42. Q is always 1 minus whatever P was. So 42% did do this, then 58% did not. Okay, 100% minus 42% is 58%. So now I need to check NP and NQ. I'm literally going to type NP, yep, that's bigger than 5. NQ, yep, that's bigger than 5. So yes, we can. So it's not a no, because NP and NQ are both big enough. And then to find the mean, we said over here, using our formula sheet, that if this is true, then the mean is NP. Okay, well, NP was 25.2. So the mean is 25.2, because that was NQ, right? Right here. And then a standard deviation, that formula we have to do standard deviation square root of NPQ. So square root, so 3.82. Oh, what's the decimals that we need? 2 decimals, so that's it, 3.82. Okay, so now you guys have explanation on how to do everything as a quick reminder and a recap. And it's smart to have your review sheet and this packet to help you get ready for that quiz. Okay, bye-bye.